This is the Aftermarket Radio Network.
Welcome to another episode of Speak Up Effective Communication, the show on the Aftermarket Radio Network focused on the automotive industry and helping to improve our communication and speaking skills and also our listening skills. Pretty much anything that helps us communicate with the public better. That is what we do here. And in our episode today, I have my guest, my friend, my colleague, Brandon Crusha. So today we are discussing how we communicate as we lead and motivate our teams to adopt programs, systems, or processes, or just do really anything different than the way we've always done it before. And that is why the title for today's episode is This Sucks, and It Works. And I have Brandon as my guest today because I came across this phrase from another podcast I listened to from Michael Easter. It's actually on his 2% podcast. And he was talking about phrases that suck. And this one was a rephrasing of another one here. And what's funny about it to me is I've been with Brandon in a room with a whole bunch of like tire store guys that are learning to do some things with inspections very differently. And Brandon very organically launches into a statement where he says, "This sucks."
This sucks. So I like to set expectations, right? Anytime we're doing trainings, anytime we're implementing something new, let's just go ahead and get the bad stuff out of the way. It's going to suck. It's going to, because people inherently resist change. So it's going to suck. But you know what? If you do it, it works.
Perfect. See, this is exactly it. And I think you're going to see why we have Brandon here. And Brandon's background in particular, as we'll get into, has some things that I think benefit the automotive industry. Now, every episode we do, folks, we do a word of the day now, and today's word of the day is arduous. So before we go into defining that and the rest of our conversation here with Brandon, let's hear a word from our sponsors. Ready to reduce stress and start paying yourself and your team well? Achieve your goals with the Institute's personalized coaching. Visit wearetheinstitute.com/business-assessment. Your partner in technology, AutoFlow is able to enhance your client interactions before, during, and after the visit from a single thread. To see how AutoFlow makes it simple, visit AutoFlow.com. Are you tired of juggling multiple tools to manage your auto repair shop? Say goodbye to the chaos and hello to streamlined efficiency with AutoLeap, the #1 all-in-one auto repair shop management software. With AutoLeap, you can sell more, save precious time, and delight your customers with every interaction. Your trusted companion, ShopDog Marketing, is right by your side, attracting the best customers and building long-term growth. Call ShopDog Marketing today or visit shopdogmarketing.com. Unlock your communication insights with Inbound's AI-powered call analytics for auto repair shops. Learn more at callinbound.com. Hey, we're back. Word of the day, arduous. The word is defined as involving or requiring strenuous effort. Something difficult, something tiring, like an arduous journey, or the arduous changes you must make in your shop to become more profitable and efficient, or the arduous changes you have to make in your communication skills to connect better with people. I think it's a fitting word for our topic today, and Brandon joins us at the team at AutoFlow, by the way. He's one of my colleagues there. We do work together, I'll tell you, onboarding systems and processes with shops. Brandon's an excellent coach. And as you've already heard from him, I think there's just this pragmatic realism that you bring in it. And Brandon, I'm going to say that this seems like an absolute byproduct of your experience in the Marine Corps.
Definitely has part of it to do with that. I mean, there's other things that have happened throughout my life, but I like to remember my 10 years in the Marine Corps, and it was an interesting time of my life.
It's probably an understatement. Yeah.
I think we would have to edit out the words that are typically used to describe such times.
Well, and this is the case here. As I've gotten to know you, and I've heard many of your stories, and I really appreciate it. And thank you for your service, by the way. Oh, my gosh. I was telling you before, I went on Reddit. I only go there if I want to have my brain explode. But I was looking up Marine Corps slogans ahead of this conversation. We can't use most of them.
Weird. I couldn't imagine why.
But there was a couple of good ones. Embrace the suck is the one I've adopted that because the company I use for my rucking equipment, Go Ruck, I have all these Go Ruck packs and shoes and everything. They've really embraced that slogan, embrace the suck. And I think that in point of context for the topic today, that's really what you're trying to communicate to people about the changes that are happening. It's like, if you don't acknowledge the fact that it is arduous or difficult or challenging, I feel like we're missing something. We're just trying to sugarcoat it. And that's probably not fair to the people we're communicating with.
I think that's part of the problem with changing habits in general is we tell everybody the end result, but we don't talk about how we get there. So embracing the suck is how we get there. We have to actually take the time and recognize that we are forcing a change. We have to actually force that change. And our brains tell us that that is no good, which is entertaining because how often do you actually change something for the bad? But yet our brains tell us that change is bad.
Yeah, no one would do it if it's bad.
Right. That's why we fight it so hard. But yet you don't ever, well, some people do make changes that are bad.
Yeah, I suppose. That was one of the slogans that I wrote down that was on that site that I could use. Good initiative, bad judgment.
Oh, yes. That fits perfectly there. Hey, you wanted to change. Great for you. Terrible thing to change to. You should probably rethink your life choices.
There's probably endless examples there. But I think what you said really resonated, and it was well said too, that embracing the suck is how you get there. And I think that as I look back on what triggered this conversation in that post by Michael Easter, is it was a reframing of another slogan where it was like, it's all about the journey, not the results. And that was kind of a bad motivational phrase. Like, the results are absolutely what you want. We realize it's hard, but this is the work that has to happen to have what is good and make it work.
Yeah, I mean, the power lifters didn't start lifting 600-700 pounds, right? Like, they had a long way to go with a lot of different weight sets to get there.
Mm-hmm. And I think anything that's worth doing also recognizes when there's an area of something that just isn't good anyways. So there's something else to this. It isn't just the fact that the process of change needs to be communicated like, hey, we understand this is going to be very hard, but some of it's also just acknowledging that the place that we're at right now is bad or something isn't good. I've heard you talk about this. One of the things that people don't realize is Brandon pretty much never stops. I'm not even sure if you sleep anymore because you also started your own software platform, recognizing the issue with oil change stickers.
Because they suck.
Yeah, because they suck.
Quite literally.
So yeah, now Brandon literally has another feather in his cap of starting his own software company in addition to all else that he does, which is pretty cool.
I am changing the way that oil stickers are on the market and operate for the automotive industry forever because I came out of 1980.
It was a good decade.
It was. I mean, I was born there.
Me too. So going into doing the hard things, let's talk so Brandon and I both, like I mentioned, we're into onboarding and we work with shops of all types all the time. And we see owners of all types and we see corporate teams of all types. And there is a universal in this. Keeping people encouraged through a significant change requires a lot of effective communication. This isn't something that comes naturally to the vast majority of people I meet in this industry. So Brandon, I guess my question for you is, and let's go back into the Marine Corps. You experience leaders of a variety of different types. What's your perspective of that? A lot like shop owners, some of them are really good at it, some of them aren't. I imagine it's a mix.
It's a complete mix. They're the good ones, and they're the ones who get promoted just simply so they can get out of your command. We have a term for that. I'm not allowed to say it here, but it rhymes with uck up, bump up program.
I think we can read between the lines there. Yeah, bad leadership happens, and the military deals with it very differently than we do in an industry.
To a degree, I think bad leadership, even in our industry, there are times that we make decisions to put people in leadership roles because they're really good at something. And so we're like, they're going to be awesome. This service advisor, this sales guy is going to be great as a service manager. And they're not. Their strength was in selling. And we took that away from them and asked them to manage people. And they could sell anything, but managing people, not so much.
Yeah, we've talked about that before on this show too, where we promote sometimes our technicians as they age out into a service advisor role where communication skills are essential. And they bring all this technical experience with them, but it doesn't always translate into building up relationships the way it needs to be, sort of the same direction.
Generally, they talk themselves out of more sales than they get because they confuse the customer. And customers just don't buy things they don't understand.
No, they definitely don't. Now, so there's a couple of things. I don't know if I mentioned this one yet here. I think we were talking beforehand, but one of the Marine Corps slogans I wrote, the beatings will continue until morale improves.
Yes, absolutely.
What about threats? They work? They work in the Corps? Do they work in the shop?
Threats absolutely work. Until you don't follow through.
Nice.
Then everybody knows they were just a threat. So occasionally you have to follow through with them. So that way they know they're not just a threat. I will do it. That's where the phrase, sometimes you got to shoot a hostage, came from.
That's not a great one.
Well, there are worse.
I don't know. I don't know, man. You did have a story on related to the topic here, though, of sucking in particular. Tell us about the straw.
So my company commander, when I first arrived in the fleet, just before, after graduating boot camp and graduating School of Infantry, I arrive in 29 Palms, California. It's a beautiful garden spot if you've never been there. There's palm trees and there's so much beach, you can't see anything else. There's no water, but there's so much beach.
Nice.
Our company commander used to have a 4-inch piece of PVC pipe that was probably 3 or 4 feet in length, and he had little red pinstripes on it. And so naturally, it became the suck it the up straw. And it got handed to you whenever you were complaining too much, and you got to walk around with this giant piece of PVC pipe.
Oh, the shame.
Thankfully, I never had to walk around the PVC pipe.
That's funny. So this was the reward for complaining.
Yes. Or beatings that will continue until morale improves.
The top shops in the industry don't stop at one location. At the Institute, we work with shop owners who want to expand, whether it's opening a second shop, acquiring new businesses, or building systems for long-term growth. Some of our clients are aiming for hundreds of shops, and we're helping them get there. Ready to scale? To get started, visit wearetheinstitute.com/business-assessment. It's time for today's Suck Less Spotlight from AutoFlow. Today's spotlight is on advisor eye twitches. Listen, clients like to stay informed throughout the repair process, and studies indicate clients are most satisfied receiving text updates versus phone calls. But call you they will, interrupting everything from estimating to quality conversations and your game of solitaire. That is, unless you text them first using AutoFlow. With AutoFlow's automated text updates, your phone only rings for the right reasons. That way, with less phone interruptions, your eye twitch will definitely suck less. For this and more things that could suck less, visit AutoFlow.com. Are you ready to meet your perfect auto repair shop management software partner? Well, say farewell to the days of transactional relationships and hello to a true partnership that elevates your business. The number one all-in-one solution is AutoLeap. You're not just getting software, you're gaining a dedicated ally committed to your success. AutoLeap will help you sell more, save time, and delight your customers at every turn. From scheduling appointments to creating estimates, generating invoices, managing technicians, and seamlessly syncing with QuickBooks to keep your records updated. Experience the difference a true partnership makes. Visit AutoLeap.com and book a demo today. AutoLeap, your trusted partner for success. Ready to boost your auto repair shop success? ShopDog Marketing is here to help you. We put customers first using AI to create standout content that ranks. Harness the power of mobile first and voice search and let our expert team help you sweeten your revenue with more car count. ShopDog Marketing offers a free guide on using AI to drive more repair orders. Get your guide today and watch your auto repair shop thrive. Visit shopdogmarketing.com. Inbound has exclusively served independent auto repair shops with expert communication solutions for years. Our robust VoIP platform ensures you stay connected while our industry-leading AI analytics take your business to the next level. We provide the tools you need to understand your customers and optimize every interaction. Choose Inbound for proven expertise and unmatched innovation. Visit callinbound.com and discover the difference we can make. One of the things we mention a lot on the show, Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends, Influence People, the 3 things you never do is complain, criticize, or condemn. I imagine that stuff's frowned upon pretty severely.
Well, not so much criticism or what was the other one? Condemning?
Condemnation?
Yeah, those might even be encouraged. It's the complaining one that gets you in trouble.
The complaining one gets you in trouble. That's funny. Nice. So let's go back into that classroom setting where we were talking with some tire guys in particular. And I think what's interesting is our industry does this all the time, where we have told them exactly what we want from them. Speed, more cars, more tire deals, all those sort of things. And then suddenly a major change comes that's seemingly in conflict with what it is that they have already been asked to do. Does this apply to that scenario?
Absolutely. Because anytime you implement something new, anytime you change, you take a different route to work, it doesn't matter what it is. There is a learning curve, is what I like to call it. Some people call it the implementation dip. But basically, you're going to see a lower result in the initial because people aren't used to doing it. They have not built a habit. And on top of not building a habit to do the things that you're asking them to do, they're trying to break an old habit, which is not exactly easy. Especially when you talk about technicians, it doesn't matter, from tire techs all the way to the best technicians in the world. When technicians get in front of a car, they have a process that they have trained themselves to go through. And they do their process very, very well. Now you're asking them to change that process.
Yep. No, I experienced that firsthand when we were first rolling out. I'll use digital inspections again as an example, because it's such a odd thing to be a catalyst for frustration in the shop, but it is one of the things that I routinely come against. It's very specifically going to digital inspections that creates this odd issue in a shop environment that now all of a sudden you have strong opinions about this inspection process and people that don't want to do it. And this shocks most managers. It shocked me when I was early in my experience because I had a great A tech who's really good at diagnostics and for whatever reason felt that inspections are beneath him.
There are too many technicians that are out there that feel that inspections are beneath them. It's sad, truthfully, because going back to that whole Marine Corp thing and embrace the suck, like, you just got to do it. It's part of what you chose to do for your life. And whether you recognize it or not, as a technician, you have a responsibility for people's lives because you're the top tech inside of a shop. To not do inspections is an injustice.
People that listen loyally to our show here at Speak Up have heard me quote Bob Greenwood a number of times. Our professional responsibility is to make sure the vehicle is safe, reliable, and efficient. And I can say that over and over and again. And a lot of times I win hearts and minds when I do this stuff. But that's why I kind of like it when we were team teaching on this same point, Brandon, is like I get to give that positive connotation of it. And then you're right there. It's like the good angel and the bad angel scenario where this sucks, I know.
Pretty sure I'm the bad angel, right?
Here's what you should be like.
Everything's going to be okay in the end, but right now it's going to suck.
Yeah, I think that's why we work all right.
Yeah, I think it works out well for us.
It does. It really does.
I think the audience resonates. People like being told what to expect. And when you're real with them and tell them, like, yes, we're going to get there, but you don't run the day that you were born. You have to crawl, and then you have to walk. And then somewhere along the line, you're going to start running. Like, I have a 8-month-old daughter who is standing up now, and she's going to start walking before long. And the running happens very fast after that. I remember with my other 3 children.
Very quick. And then they do what when they start running too fast?
They wipe out.
Oh, man.
Which is probably the entire reason America's Funniest Home Videos ever made it in business.
Yeah, that and the old traditional baseball hitting the dad in the groin. Yep, those are good.
Yep, that too.
But no, it's a really perfect analogy, though. You mentioned your baby, and I think that's spot on. we can't quite tell the baby's like, all right, this is going to suck. But every time my little ones started to climb on stuff and started getting coach to walk, it's like, uh-oh, this is going to suck is exactly what we're thinking because we know all the pain that's coming.
And we have to let them experience it. One, because we can't be a helicopter parent and run around and protect them from all those things as much as we may wish we could. I don't wish I could because I'm a big proponent in learning things through pain. See, that's another Marine Corps thing.
It's a good one. Yeah.
I had a boss that told me, one of my last bosses, he used to go around with the saying that there are 3 ways to learn. And I thought I was smart. So I'm picturing myself in the classroom like you were with Bob Greenwood when he asked, what's your job? Okay. So I thought I was smart. I was like, okay, there's auditory, there's kinesthetic, and there's demonstration. Those are the 3 learning styles. I know this. I'm smart. He's like, no. Oh, okay. Why don't you tell me your definition, Top? He was a master sergeant. We got to call them Top sometimes if they were cool. If they weren't cool, then they told you to call them master sergeant. And we basically just chalked them up to douchebags. But in reality, he said, there are 3 ways to learn. And this is more true than the actual 3 ways to learn. The 3 ways to learn in the Marine Corps are pain, repetition, and the repetition of pain.
Oh, man. That's a good one. All right. I can see it too. Point of fact, it overlays very neatly with what Chris and I talk about when we talk about the 3 keys to effective change: relate, repeat, reframe. I mean, you first have to, you feel the pain and then you repeat. It's right there, number 2. And then it's that reframe, the repetition of pain. Yeah. It's just the renewal phase, which means you raise the goal again and experience pain and you continue to improve.
Exactly.
Actually, it's really a great way of overlaying with that. That's going to have to make it onto a slide when we do that topic in our discussion. That's a good story. Boy, Brandon, any other stories?
Too many to try and tell in this short amount of time.
We definitely do have to go into some more specific things. There's so many of the things that you've shared that are just really eye-opening for someone like me. I've not served. I've been privileged to be around guys like you who have, and that you came out of it. To be able to share your experiences is really, I feel very fortunate and blessed to have your perspective in my life as a result of that. So I really appreciate you being here today to talk about this topic. And I think you just said it so well in the beginning of the episode here about, it's that's the process by which we get to the results. It is painful.
It's going to suck.
It is, but not in the end. The results will be worth it.
In the end, you're really going to love it. And you're going to fight me all the way there because that's what your brain tells you to do.
Well, Brandon, that is why you are very frequently our boots on the ground if needed for some of our clients, and you do a great job with it. So thanks, man. I appreciate you having this conversation with me today.
Of course. And I'm typically boots on the ground because of the threats that I make that make people do things because they don't know their threats.
Yeah, it's the threat.
Like if they just don't want to do the digital inspection, then I'm going to have to show them up.
Yeah, it's a scary proposition. I mean, if they don't know you. Now, I'll say this. Brandon acts tough. He's actually a really nice dude.
I don't know about that. Don't give it all away.
Hey, you know what? I have to say props to this, though. Like here at AutoFlow, we have your daughter, Josie. She's making phone calls for us. She's doing a fantastic job.
Yes. She is not 8 months old, by the way.
No, Josie's 17 now, if I recall. Yeah.
Josie is 17. Yep. So just a quick Marine Corps story, but she was actually born, my first child ever in this whole world was born while I was overseas. Kind of a cool thing, though. She has a flag that was retired from Camp Ramadi in her honor for the day that she was born.
Oh my gosh. So the whole camp over there was celebrating her birthday with you?
Yep. The flag was retired and it's got a certificate from the camp commander and everything.
Oh, that's amazing. Wow. What a sacrifice still to be over there, but what a great punctuation point for that, to have that gift. That's unique.
Yeah, it is. I mean, there are other babies that were born during that deployment that got the same thing, but nobody that I interact with on a regular basis today has that.
Wow. That's super cool. Ha. We're going to have to get her on here talking about stuff someday.
You'll never get her to shut up.
No, it'd be funny.
That's why she's so good at phone calls.
Yeah, she is, though. That's the thing is like, yeah, you know, Mr. Tough Guy Marine here, but you're a good dad, man. And your kids obviously reflect that. So we appreciate you too much, man. Not too much, but just the right amount.
Just the right amount.
You got it. Awesome, Brandon. Well, thank you so much again. And hey, thanks for listening, everyone. If you have something to add or tell us about here, please email us at speakup@craigoneal.net. I'd love to hear on topics that are interesting to you or something that was super helpful or any takeaways like Brandon's gems that he's dropped with us here today that really resonated with you. We love to hear those compliments as well, and we'll certainly pass those along to our guests. Now, remember, listen up to other shows on the Aftermarket Radio Network. We have a bunch of great shows. Remarkable Results Radio, the show that started them all with Carm Capriato, podcasting pioneer in the auto repair industry. And of course, our friend Matt Fonslow with Diagnosing the Aftermarket A through Z and Business by the Numbers with Hunt Demarest. We have the Auto Repair Marketing Podcast with Brian and Kim Walker and the Weekly Blitz with Coach Chris Cotton. Oh, it's a good lineup. Lots of great information out there for y'all. And when you're on your commute, when you're on your walks, we're happy to go along with you. Once again, thank you to our sponsors. And Brandon, once again, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Craig.
Oh, yeah. Anytime, dude. We will definitely be having you back. There's a couple of bigger topics I want to have a conversation with you on, and I think our audience will appreciate.
Sounds good.
Thanks, dude. Until then, to our listeners, I say get out there. Hey, remember to listen up before you speak up. And I'll say this too. Suck it up.
Ooh, good one.
Thanks for joining us.
You've been listening to Speak Up, Effective Communication with Craig O'Neill on the Aftermarket Radio Network. Follow Craig on your favorite podcast listening app and on his YouTube channel. Let him know what you'd like him to speak up about. Craig is all for advancing the automotive service aftermarket.